Well, Jeff, we need to tie up these loose ends, okay? Because I'm just getting sick of all of these loose ends and nitty-gritties coming up. And what with Deb leaving, it's really important that we get focused, get the family together and protect the brand name at all costs.
Finally, I'm glad to hear you respond like that. That's great. We need an action plan. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Now, with Deb leaving, it makes it very difficult. She had a lot of hands-on operational duties, and I think it's important. We need an action plan to sort this out.
Well, I can do that. I've had plenty of experience at Kelly Grove and I've been working hard at Purple Grove. I don't think that's going to be a problem for me.
Well, look, yeah, I'm not sure that's the answer, but I appreciate what you're saying. Look, I think the best tactic would for us to be try and change Deb's mind. I want you to talk to her. Try and
I'll
change
give it a
her
go,
mind.
but she's made up her mind, I'm pretty sure of that.
Hi Janice, it's Jeff calling. Yeah, okay. Listen, I'd like you to come to Purple Grove and we need to have a chat about your daughters. Yeah, no, I definitely need you to come over. Okay? Yes. All right, let's do that and I'll see you then.
All the roads, all the leads that we had towards Gavin's apparent death, or unusual death. So we've traced all the evidence and all the leads that we have. We've spoken to all the witnesses that we have. Unfortunately, we're not able to make any conclusion on how he died.
I can't believe it. We had someone who now committed suicide, and we're not able to get anything out of it.
He had some things going on, he had some mental issues going on. We're all aware of that.
Yeah.
So it looks like suicide for him. So unfortunately, the case is going to be closed from an official point of view.
Yeah.
But Sebastian, I know there's something more going on, and behind the scenes, I'm going to do some investigation myself. I know from the past that where Deb has mentioned that Purple Grove, there's certain bugs or listening devices that are around.
I can trust my uncle to listen all conversations happening at Purple Grove.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hopefully have a look at some of those and see if I can trace anything, see if I can find any evidence in there.
Either way that can help us, either with something else we haven't find out yet about
Yeah,
Jeff.
well, something else might come up as well that we don't know about. Who knows what's been spoken in between those walls? If only we were a fly on the wall.
How was your day at the boutique?
Oh, it was so busy, very hard.
Why, what happened?
Well, there was a friend of Elvira's came to the boutique, an
Yeah.
old friend of hers, and she wanted to buy all the jewellery.
Well, you know that diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Oh dear, you always make me feel really good.
Oh,
And
I'm
so
glad.
you're always so happy.
Yeah, I'm glad you feel that way.
Maybe because you sing, that's a really good thing. You know,
Oh.
yeah.
Well, I'm so pleased we were invited for lunch here today at Deb's place. Oh, I've eaten so much, I couldn't eat another thing. She's a good cook, isn't she?
Oh, she certainly is.
Yeah.
Sean's got a good, wife there.
Oh, yeah. I don't know whether it's a farewell lunch or what, because Deb and Sean are shutting down everything. They're leaving Purple Grove, and I don't know, I'm not quite sure about that.
Well, I know they want to travel the world, around the world. I mean, I'm not sure that's a good thing, but Sean, he's always so adventurous and he
Yeah,
just...
I know, but it can be dangerous, you know. I hope they know what they're doing.
I know it can be, but that's what they want to do.
Well, I hope that I've got time to figure out a plan to compete with Jeff. I've got to have that time, because I'm not going to lose out to Jeff by anyone's standards.
No, not again. See, the reality is you will be alone to face it. What's going to happen?
Yeah, that's why I need time to figure out how to carry it out. He's a skillful person, he's a deceitful person, and he's a crook.
A lot of memories in this house. It was great growing up here.
Family home.
Yeah, I'm going to miss it. Family photos. And I see you've got Michael, your trusty right-hand man,
Yes.
all the family. It's Melanie. Why have you got a photo of Melanie?
Well, this is the whole idea of having photos. This is the family. And that's all the very reason for you to stay. I mean, you just said this is where you grew up and this is what you know. Very important.
Look, after everything that's happened, it's time for me to go, and that's why I handed in my resignation. Sean and I are planning this trip. We'll be leaving probably in a few weeks, just doing the last couple of pack up of stuff, and off we'll be going. And it's been a long time coming. It's been a dream of his, and we're going to do it. But no, I won't be staying. There's no point trying to sweet talk me.
No choice, but
You've always talked about everything you do is for the family. Well, most of the bad things that have happened to this family, you're behind. You're scheming, trying to get David out of the business.
that's not right. I'm actually trying to get him to work with me.
Oh,
So I can't be
come on,
saying
Dad. No. I'm not going to buy it this time.
How come you're blaming me for everything? I mean, what actually are you blaming me for?
I'm done with it, Dad. I was just constantly working, 12 hours a day. You were on my back about everything, wanted to know what I was doing, who I was meeting with, where I was going. It's exhausting. So someone else can deal with that now. You've got Purple Grove, you won.
Oh, it feels really good, but it was such a long time ago. When I invested in there.
The first time with Mum and Auntie Claire,
Well,
yeah.
that's right. It was, But it's good that we're in partnership now.
How was the time with the twins? How were they back then? I mean, what, 40 years ago? How was it?
Look, it was good, but then there was starting to be friction between the two of them. You could see, yeah.
You think that's a good decision you made to be back at Mercury Wings?
Yeah, I always liked that, the publishing side of it. That's why I helped Janice. That was a big passion of mine. Yeah.
I suppose you miss sometime Auntie Alvira. I think she was quite a big support also in our lives, and she was always very positive towards Mercury Wings.
She was, yeah. I mean, actually, the other day I had a dream, like I was walking around the bay, and I thought I saw her, and you know, I was
Well,
sort of
I didn't tell you.
talking.
I didn't
Huh?
tell you, but I saw her also. I was, on George's head, and she was there.
What do you think that could mean?
Well, I think she's our guardian angel, and she's giving you signs that we need to be cautious with Auntie Claire. So who knows what she's going to take it that you are part of Mercury Wings.
Yes, I'm afraid. Well, I'm afraid she may not take it well.
Yeah, you have to be strong this time.
I know.
Well, so you dragged your mother away.
Yeah, well,
Well, a leopard doesn't change its spots, you know. So what happened, Claire?
we had this argument and I didn't know how it was going to turn out. And as it turns out, it's about the book, it's a problem. It's not the right scenario for this family. What do you think?
Well, I don't know too much about the book, but how do you want to resolve the situation if it's not working? What do you want to do?
Well, she's got to tell us much more about this yellow raincoat, this person in the yellow raincoat.
Why does the yellow raincoat keep on popping up?
I don't know, but it's something nasty. This has been going on since you were a young kid, and there's this strange story about somebody in a yellow raincoat, and it's serious, and she needs to talk about it and tell us what's going on with it.
Yeah, well, we might all like to hear about that story.
Yes, well, I think it's important. I think it's not just morbid curiosity. I have this gut feeling that it might be the key to a lot of questions.
Well, hopefully she'll turn up for her birthday this year at least.
I think she's going to turn up, but then we won't see her again. She doesn't want to see you or me. I think it'll be the last hurrah.
Well, let's hope it isn't.
Well, on to something more cheerful now. As you can see, I've got this lovely little caravan, and I intend using it and having a few adventures.
Really?
Yes.
Where are you going?
Well, I've already been away for a couple of days. Went down the south coast. It was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely weather. Met a few old friends. And possibly next time go north.
Oh, good. Hey, Claire. Mm-hmm. Do you remember how we first met?
I do indeed. The plane from Vietnam. I got myself in a spot of bother.
You sure did.
And you stepped into the breach.
Yeah. Well, what else are friends for? What are we supposed to do? I mean, Lawrence needed somebody to look after him, and I was more than happy to do that.
And you've been an excellent father to him.
Good, I'm pleased you said that.
Yes, absolutely. Couldn't have had a better dad. Well,
Now, well, I tell you what, I like your caravan,
good.
and I'm looking forward to my invitation to coming away on it.
That may be coming. You never know.
Well, I'm looking forward to it anyway.
So you
Obviously invite Nina as well.
Oh, well, of course.
It would go without saying that she'd be coming.
Absolutely, yes.
All right. Thank
Oh,
you.
thanks
I
for
look forward to
dropping
that, and
by.
thanks for letting me see the caravan.
Okay.
Now, let's get out.
It's funny. I mean, they plan to build up a marina here. It would be good.
Yeah, a lot of activity.
So, Grandma,
Oh, look, Sebastian, I don't know what she was thinking with that whole sci-fi book. I mean, it's all a bit far-fetched if you ask me.
I know now where Mum and myself we got the inspiration from. Obviously, Grandma was talented to write, also, but I think it comes back a long way. At the grandfather's house in Bilgola, he found old books and memoirs. They were very close friends, but they never had a relationship together. Otherwise, it would have been an incest, you know. Janice and our grandfather at school were planning in the future, because they knew they couldn't be together, they were best friends, but they said when they got children and grandchildren, they would like their respective kids be together in a relationship, hence Kelly's and Robinson's. But I don't know how Nina has been involved in the production of this book and why she would do that.
Well, I think actually it's got to do with wanting a bit of revenge on Claire. You know how upset Nina was when Claire outed the fact that Sean was her son.
The lift incident.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Claire did the wrong thing. She purposely did that to hurt Nina. And I think this is Nina's way of getting a bit of revenge.
Yeah, and lately she ridiculed her in front of the media. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, no doubt. But now are you sure you still want to go away?
Absolutely. 100%.
My sister is going to leave me. You're going to leave me here.
Sebastian, I'm not leaving you. Look, it's just time for a change, and I really need to get away from Dad. It's just toxic. I can't do it anymore, Sebastian.
But what has changed? It's always been like this, right?
Maybe it's just too much. You know, I'm done. I'm sick of, it's just the same thing over and over again. Another drama, another mess to clean up. I just don't want to do it anymore. And I've lost faith and I've lost trust in him.
Still doesn't make sense. How can you let her go like this? She's been your faithful soldier for so many years, working at Purple Grove.
Look, she's young, she's got other interests, and she doesn't seem to be as committed like before. And that's no good. It's no good for this reason. What we need is people who are committed, and they are honourable, and they are loyal. But if she's going to flitter around from here to there and everywhere, it doesn't matter.
She's your daughter.
Well, she's not committed. It doesn't matter, does it?
Does it mean the family gathering for Jani's birthday is compromised?
It's not compromised. It's going to happen. But before it happens, we've got to have a very serious talk to both Claire and Janice.
What do you mean we?
Well, it's a closed discussion that I will have with them. It's as simple as that. I need to clarify a lot of things before we go ahead with this. And in addition to all of that, there's some very dark chapters in her life. And we need to clear that up, and I will.
Well, it's a shame that, it has to happen in this way. And
It'll happen first before we even consider the birthday celebrations. I invited Claire to come over and stay at Purple Grove, which she's agreed to. So it will happen, but I need to have a very serious talk with Janice and Claire.
You're here to rant on about your success with your book, are you?
No, but I mean, it is a great accomplishment for your mother, isn't it? I mean, she's so happy about it, proud what she's achieved.
Really. If it weren't for my nephew, what would you all be doing? So you're still in touch with my mother?
Yeah, we get on great.
Yeah, sticking your nose into the family business, it sounds more like to me. Always hanging around. You're not an adventurer. You hang around Purple Grove, you do nothing. Mother's going back to Japan. What do you feel about that?
Well, she likes it in Japan.
Oh, it's more about her being the adventurous type, I think.
And that's good. That's really good for her.
I suppose. Anyway, what were you here for?
Well, I was just wondering, her birthday, she's going to go to her birthday.
Sure, she's my mother.
Have you got an invitation? Because I haven't as yet.
Well, of course I have, and it's only for the A-listers, so you won't be getting them. It's a close family circle, and we're expecting an announcement from her, only to be shared by the close family. When are you going to get it? You aren't part of this family. You're a hanger-on, parasite. You're married to David, but you know, you're never going to be with the in family, the in crowd in this family.
Well, I mean, you know.
And it just shows, you know, you're not on the invitation list.
Oh well. Anyhow, we'll see.
What do you mean we'll see?
Well,
is this a
Well,
threat?
if it's no, look, it doesn't matter. If I'm not invited, I'm not invited.
I think there's a veiled
You
threat
can
here.
have your party, and I hope she, you know, she enjoys it, because I mean, you know, it's more for her. So at the end of the day, I am with David. So you know, I am at Purple Grove, and so you know, if you want to go travelling around in your caravan, feel freely to travel around the countryside. If that's what you want.
Well, I suppose, unfortunately.
I mean, I'm the one at Purple Grove with him.
Unfortunately.
Gee, it's a nice day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely this time of year.
You know, I was just thinking, it's about a year and a half ago, since we were cleaning out Dad's place and found some letters and some document things, and I did find an interesting letter. Do you know that Dad was writing to Janice? They were at uni together. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that.
I didn't know that until I read it.
Oh, well, I mean, they were obviously friends and just keeping in touch together. I get the feeling that it was something like they wanted to maybe hook up or get their kids to meet each other and marry.
It's strange that they didn't hook up and get married, you know? It was a bit of a shock to me.
Well, look, they were friends. I don't know if they wanted to hook up that way, but they certainly would have probably hoped the kids would meet each other and possibly marry. That's okay. I mean, you know, have a look at Penelope and me and you.
And Claire, she was with you, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, you met her when she was on the plane coming back from Vietnam. Our storyline goes back a fair way.
It does. Be careful of the water here, because, like, we're not like Dad. Dad was sure-footed on the boat, but we're not. So you need to be careful there. Don't get too close.
Yeah, well, I'm not certainly worried about getting too close to the water.
Yeah.
I'm better footed than you are. But it reminds me too of my younger sister, Elvira.
Yeah.
I mean, she came from Polynesia. She's used to that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, there's only the two of us left now. Okay? Well, who are we going to leave this heritage to, eh? Because Seb isn't interested in the property at all. He's more interested in pursuing books and theatre and stuff like that. And Deb's left. So there's only you and me left here.
And that's all the more reason for us to work together. We built this place. I built this place. I planned for it. And what it is today is the result of my hard work. And now we have got work together.
Getting a little bit of sand, Charlotte?
Hello. Thank you so much for the facility. It's grateful, we're very grateful that I actually found a place
As I said to Dr. Vincent, Arthur and yourself, you're welcome to stay here. We've got many rooms. We have guests at times, and I'm happy to help you. As I know you had to release the apartment where you were. So I'm afraid there won't be actually a party for Janice.
Oh, how's that?
Well, not yet. My uncle Jeff has the intention to have a gathering, a very seclusive, intimate gathering, just with Claire and Janice.
Okay.
The three of them. I think they've got some issues to resolve before we're having a party with open up to a larger number of people.
Yeah.
So I'll keep you in the loop. I'm not too sure. When is the last time you saw Janice?
Oh, that would be well good. She's in a hotel.
Yeah. She's still there. Yeah. Who knows? I don't know if you had the chance to read the book.
No, I haven't. So,
Well, in the book, I don't know, she got crazy or what? She wrote this book. It's totally a sci-fi story out of this world. Personally, I don't see any connection with reality, but people are telling me it's a hidden message. There is a hidden message in there.
oh, do you know if it has any mention about there is a yellow record? Is it gone?
Well, I think there is,
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
I think all these years, Janice, my grandmother, knew who the Yellow Raincoat was.
Oh, okay. So did she say his name? Her name? No?
No. And this is why I think Uncle Jeff wants to have a serious conversation with her, just to get to the bottom of it.
Okay. So you're trying to find out who is the yellow raincoat?
Well, I know your mother was impacted with it, but before your mother, there was, my father and Uncle Jeff. They were already impacted and affected by the Yellow Raincoat when they started to build up Purple Grove,
Yeah.
when they opened up Mercury Wings before it was Parkinson House. So we need to have closure. We need to definitely find what really happened in the past.
Yeah.
Getting close to the trip, it's quite exciting. We've just started to kind of pack and get all the provisions ready for the boat, doing a bit of servicing and mapping out on the navigation map where we're going to go. So I just can't wait.
Look, I wouldn't ask you this if it wasn't really important, but Jeff and Claire are trying to push me out of Purple Grove. And Nina's holding the fort at the boutique, and Seb is busy. But I'm just going to ask you, and I know it's a big ask, but I'm going to beg you to stay and to help me get rid of Claire's and Jeff's pressure on me to get out.
David, look, I've got no doubt whatsoever that that's what they will try and do. And, I'm really sorry about that. Purple Grove's just a complete mess at the moment.
I know.
And that's why I don't want to be a part of it.
I know that, but I'd like you to reconsider your trip for the time being.
To say I'm disappointed in my father is an understatement. For years, I was the one that stood up for him, championing him, despite everything he was doing to other people. And I didn't see a lot of it. I chose not to see a lot of it. But what I've realised now, after what he did, trying to get rid of Sean, use Gavin to do that, that whole time was completely traumatising. And I had to reassess every single thing, and that's why I'm doing this trip. And I hope you can understand that that's where I'm coming from. I need to get away from this family. It's poisonous. I'm done.
But didn't I warn you about this years and years and years ago?
You did.
They're only living out the things that I actually said they were doing.
Yeah.
I mean, those two are an evil force. And I'm sorry that you're not going to be able to stay, or you've determined that you're going to go. But I'm just going to have to come up with another strategy.
You are. And I'm telling you now, Dave, you are going to have to fight. And fight hard to retain your place in the business, because they're master manipulators. I absolutely see that now. And I'm sorry I can't stay around to sort of support you, but I just can't. I can't be a part of all the dramas. The dramas with Grandma, the Yellow Raincoat, the manipulations. I don't trust either of them.
So you ended up keeping the dog.
Yes, well,
He's a sweet little thing, and I didn't have the heart to get rid of him.
So didn't Grandma want to keep the dog?
You know, it was just a phase with her. She does things, and then she gets sick of it, and then everybody else has to pick up the pieces.
You never really said anything about my management style or me looking after Mercury Wings.
I believe at this time you are the best person to look after it. I did try other scenarios. I sent Melanie over and it just got too much, but my thoughts were to get rid of all the other influences. We had too many shareholders, too many people.
Annual general meeting. I think we had all of the majority stakeholders here this morning.
And why are you here? Why?
Lawrence has asked me to stand in as his proxy. He doesn't want to be involved at this point in time, and has asked me to sit in here instead.
Okay.
Okay, makes sense. Now we have a tight agenda, so let's have a look at the projects that we're going to be working on in the imminent future. So at the moment we are doing a lot of work on Australia 2, that's commenced, so I am in favour of us still continuing the work on Australia 2.
Well, I don't know, it's a huge production, you know, it's all your money is tied up with this project, I believe.
Yeah, but we've already gone through why the project went ahead. So, you know, we're halfway through the project. So Australia 2 is something that we think is going to be a blockbuster. Don't forget, we've put the indigenous spin on it. So hopefully.
What do you think about that?
I'm all for it. I think we should go. We're halfway through. Like Olivia said, it's just silly to stop now.
Okay.
So that's the project that, you know, I mean, it's been approved. I'd like to speak to you about a documentary on the Great Barrier Reef. I'd like to proceed with that, given that you are all keen to do so as well. Again, we're trying to reach the international market. Obviously, we're not looking for domestic, you know, cinematography. We are trying to go global, in particular cable networks, National Geographic, Discovery Channel.
Can we come to the point of Clipped Wings, please? Can we talk about that?
Look, happy to talk about it, but my view is to reject the final chapter of Clipped Wings.
Why?
I agree. I totally agree.
What do you think? What does Lawrence think about that?
Well, my instructions are that Lawrence wishes to abstain from any voting on any of these matters. Having read through the agenda and the agenda of the meeting, he believes that there's some major flaws in your decision-making process and the things that you're going to do and the way that you're going to assign your capital, and he wants to be noted that he's going to abstain from that voting.
Okay. Why do you want to progress with Clipped Wings? You've already done Clipped Wings. Why do you want to proceed and do it again? It doesn't make any sense, and it's just a waste of money. Okay, so I suggest we go for voting on this.
Are you going to vote in favour, the two of you? Melanie, this is a story of our family. I can't believe you don't want that to be published, you know.
No, I don't want it published. No, the majority vote rules. So let's vote on this. I'm voting not to proceed with the final chapter of Clipped Wings with my 48% of the company. Melanie? Here. 10%? 10%.
Against?
Against, okay. So 58% says not to proceed. And Andre is not voting, so we'll just tick that off as rejected. Now,
I understand he came back to Australia just to try and rekindle his flame with Janet and Joe, his son. I wish him all the best anyway with Janet and Joe. And what about you? What are you going to do now?
I don't know. Look, work's a bit thin on the ground at the moment. See what else is out there. Things aren't going well at home, so I'm not sure what's in store for me.
Well, that was a nice lunch with Lawrence.
it was lovely.
And at least I saw a little smile on your face. How do you feel? That's the first time you went out since Andre has passed away.
No, it feels much better. I feel good now. It's amazing. Well, my best.
Oh shit! How come you've got the keys, by the way, to walk into Olivia's apartments?
I've been staying here.
Yeah. So you get along with her?
Get along with her. Great.
Oh, I guess that's
She's
why.
wonderful.
That's why you voted against me, against the project
That's
for
not
Clean
why
Twins.
I voted against you, Jo. It's our lives on the big screen. Like, do we really want everyone to see our dirty laundry?
But it's a part of the me, it's a part of the man, you know? And you,
I wasn't going against you. It wasn't about that. It just, I don't think it's a good idea. Olivia, I thought I'd come and pay you a visit. You're right where you belong. I've lost custody of my daughter because of you! You fucking bitch! You fucking bitch! Oh, you're right where you deserve to be.
Is that so?
Absolutely.
Well, you know what? You've lost everything. No one in the Kellys loves you. No one loves you. You've been rejected. You've got no one. Absolutely no one. You fucking think you're free, but you're not free. I'm more free than you. You think you're free. Free than you are.
Olivia, thank you.
Oh, I've been locked in here like a fucking silly cow. All right, thanks for... Like a cow.
How are you feeling?
Look, thanks for visiting me, but I'm like a fucking cow in here.
I mean, do they treat you well here?
What do you think?
Well, this is, you know, what you deserve. You know,
If I'm in here, she should be in here. Where the hell is she?
Vanished,
Okay, as
totally.
far as I'm concerned, she should be in here with me.
Listen,
No, if I'm in here, Melanie should be in here, the fucking bitch.
I'm here to ask you if you know where she could have vanished.
I don't know where she is. It's your job to find out where she is. I don't want anything to do with her, except she should be sitting in here, and I should be out there with my daughter.
Well, you know, I think if you're here for a reason, you were very, you know, ruthless.
I don't deserve to be rotten in jail.
Well, the sentence was 15 years, so you're here for 15 years. Yeah. Well, I don't know, they seem to treat you well here, you know.
Look, why are you here? Are you here to help me?
No, I'm here to find out if you know where Melanie is.
No, I don't know where she is. And why are you so infatuated with her?
I'm not infatuated, but you know, that's why, I mean, you're better here than dealing with a woman.
I'm better here. Are you going to help me get out of...
Dad!
Are you...
Kelly!
Oh, JJ.
Hey! How's it going, old friends?
Well, thank you for... You rescued my life, you saved my
right.
life, you know.
There you go.
Any news from Melanie?
I cannot find her. She's vanished. I've had my people onto it. I don't know where she is, but she doesn't want to be found.
Anyway, so
what are you doing here anyway?
well, as you know, we took over Mercury Wings, so we're
yes.
planning to redesign this apartment, which is ugly, awful.
Yeah,
We're going to change everything, and the bitch is in jail, you know, for 15 years.
That's where she belongs.
So you better without her. How are you
Absolutely.
going to do to look after Matilda, man?
Oh, I've got plenty of money set aside, but I'll look for a job. Oh, she'll be okay. I mean, I'm a father. I've raised it for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I can raise it for the next 15, 20 years.
Sure.
That's no problem.
Good. And so you intend to stay in Sydney?
Well, we'll see. I might try to look for a job.
Well, what about working for Mercury Wings?
Well, you never know.
Yeah, I might need you for a small investigation or...
Yeah, well, if you need me, you know my number.
Always wanted that, Tina. It should have belonged to us from the beginning, to the Kelly's family. Now we can produce the movie we want, you know, and I can find a redemption with everything that hurt our family. Thank you, Tina, to be with us. And I guess it's nice we get along now with Hank.
It's really nice now that the families are getting along together. It's something I've always wanted.
And Hank, I mean, it was nice. I mean, he accepts me, we get along, and that's actually your father. I mean, why all those lies?
yeah, I sensed that he was my father the whole time, and he acted as if he was my father. So, although my mum lied, I was fighting with that a lot. David being my father, I think the truth is coming out.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
and you know, I need your expertise now. You're an asset for Mercury Wings. I need your innovation, your creativity skills, and we're going to really nail it at the national level. Mercury Wings will be #1 next year. Well, it was a tough time when you sent Melanie. The company was in turmoil, you know. It was revolving doors.
It was.
Olivia Harterfeld, JJ, Andres.
And none of them had the insight and the vested interest that you have.
Not even Lawrence.
No, not really. You have shown that you've got the interest and you value the family company and keeping on this heritage for the family, and I can see that.
Even Ma'am, you know, I'm sure she would be pleased
Yes,
to see we reach a level of stability.
she
with the
would,
com-
absolutely. She would be thrilled. And that's what I feel has happened now. We're stable, we've got you, good management, not so many shareholders anymore. It's more enclosed and more family oriented.
Yeah, fancy that. I didn't know that Auntie Claire would at her age, would adventure again and go, you know, all around Australia with a caravan.
Well, she's young at heart, so talking about strange things, did you get an invitation to the birthday?
Yeah, for Grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know Uncle Jeff is organizing all that. Yeah, I got an invitation, but to come at a certain time. What about you?
Yeah, same thing, but I find that really odd. I wonder why that's happening. Do you think she's got something else going on at the time?
It seems that she wants to clear the air and have a conversation with Jeff and Claire.
Right.
It seems on the invitation card to come at a really specific time, not before.
No, I know that, I know. But, well, maybe you're right. Maybe she is going to have a conversation with Jeff and
It has something to do with the book, Dad. I have to say this book was very strange, very weird. You know, talking about Purple Grove didn't exist at all, that it was all a dream.
Oh.
Kind of spooky and scary, and that I was married to Deb, who was not Deb, it was Anastasia.
Oh. Sounds like
and that you were dead.
Yeah.
That you were dead, that suffocate you.
Yes.
You read the book now?
Yeah.
Well, I told you the story anyway.
Yeah. But oh well, we'll just have to go along with that and turn up when she says, and let's see what unfolds.
The Kellys have always been full of surprises. Look at Mem, you know?
No. Yeah.
With the first book, and Claire with Lawrence, and now Grandma.
Yeah, I know Lawrence and Grandma. Oh well, she's had an interesting life. A very interesting
What are
life.
you going to do, Dad, with Purple Grove?
Oh well, I'm going to be talking to Jeff about that.
I think you need to play a more active role now without Kelly's Grove. You know, we need to put our footprint in there. Because Alvira told us, you know, in her diary, you were still the favorite for Mem. It wasn't Jeff, it could have been this bottle of wine, but you were the favorite, Dad.
Oh yes, well I'm making progress with Jeff. Don't worry about that. There's more to come there.
You've always been in the shade, Dad. It's like, you know, the little brother that is pushed around and kicked out. When are you going to show, you know?
What, that I got balls?
Exactly, Dad.
Well, we'll wait and see about that one.
Why wait and see? Can you do something about it and take control? You know, I've got.
Well, I'm seeing him shortly, so
you need a serious discussion.
Yeah.
Are you in the bathroom, Claire? Claire?
Oh, I'm in here.
Are you ready? Because tonight, when you welcome your mother, we've got to confront her.
We had a bit of a tiff.
We need to confront her about that book.
You know how difficult she can be.
That's all there is to it. We had a good night last night. I'm glad you decided to stay at Purple Grove. Got to get rid of my brother. Get him out of the picture totally.